All right, Iowa sports friends, this is going to be more of a Pilates glute workout, side lying legs and glutes. So we'll start by lining yourself up with the back edge of the mat, supporting your head however you need. It could be this way. It could be this way. I'm going to adjust myself. I'm going to choose this one. Opposite hand is in front of your heart for support. Lift your legs towards the front edge of the mat. We'll have a strong flex of the foot. Say hi to my feet. You guys get a good view of that. And then lift your leg up just to hip height as you inhale, and then exhale to lower. Lift and resist as you lower. Each time that heel gets a little bit longer, that leg extends a little bit longer than the leg on the bottom. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Lift to float, exhale, lower to resist. Float, resist, float, resist. One more time, float, resist. Then we reverse it, resisting it up, float to lower down. Resist it up and float to lower. Resist, float, resist, and float, resist, float, resist up, float to lower, resisting up, float to lower. Now float that leg up and take 10 little pulses straight up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 little circles in each direction, but you want to try to brush your heels together at the bottom for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then keep that leg lifted hip height. We're going to take small kicks to the front, kick to the front, lengthen to the back. It should be super small. Don't let your hip or your abs shift. Kick to the front, lengthen to the back. Kick to the front, and lengthen. Kick, and lengthen. Kick, and lengthen. Don't adjust your back. Kick, and lengthen. One more time. Kick, and lengthen. Then bend that top leg. Grab hold of your ankle, so you should be thread the needle through in between your legs to grab hold of the top of your ankle. If that's not comfortable to you, don't worry about it. You can keep your knee down. And then, because we're going to work our inside thigh. Whichever posture is more comfortable to you is fine. I'm going to choose this one because I just like it a little bit better. Strong flex of the inside leg now. Your left leg should be flexed nice and strong. And then lift from the inside thigh and resist to lower. Float that leg up and resist to lower. Float up, resist, float up, resist, float, resist, float, resist, float, resist, then reverse it, resisting it up and float to lower. Resist up, float as you lower. Resist it up, float to lower. Make sure you're not bending your knee. Resist, float, resist, and float. Resist, float, resist, float. Now float that leg up and we're going to take 5 little pulses straight up to the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 circles in each direction. 1, 2, 3, and reverse for 3, 2, 1. Good. Lengthen both legs out and then bend them both in. Your shins are parallel to the front edge of your mat. Sorry, I don't have a mat. Just working with my carpeted rug. All you can do right now. Hands still in front of you for support. And we're going to go into our hydrants. Lift that leg to hip height and lower. Lift. Imagine that you're crushing a can of Coke in between your thighs as you lower. Lift up. Make sure your hip is in line with your knee. Your knee is in line with your toes and lower. Lift, lower, lift, and lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower, and lift. And lower. Good. Now lift that leg up and we're going to take 5 little circles in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. If you need to take a quick break, let those legs relax on top of each other. You can take your knuckles and massage them right into your glute. I do a lot of fatigue-oriented sequencing with my glute and leg series, so you're bound to get a little bit tired. Good. We like that. So now we're going to lift that leg up once again to hip height. Your knees are going to come together, your toes are going to come apart. And then your toes are going to come together, your knees are apart. Knee to knee and toe to toe. Knee to knee, toe to toe, working your internal and external rotation. Knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee, and toe to toe, knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee, toe to toe, and knee to knee, and pause. And we're going to take 10 little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Relax them down. We're going to finish off with some clamshells and some elevated clamshells. You keep your toes together. Your knees come apart and open and close. Open, close. Open and close. Open and close. Open, close. Now you lift those toes. Keep your knee down and we take elevated clamshells. Open and close. Open, close. Open, close. Open and close. Open, close. 2 more. Open and close. Crush that can of Coke and open and close. Good. Now we're going to stretch out that glute. Try to see how we are doing on time. Oh, so much time. Excellent. Transition onto your back and we'll take a stretch. I'm going to flip this way so you can see there's some different variations of the stretching that we can do. So, and across whichever leg that you were just working over the other, and then thread the needle through. It's my left leg. And then you're going to try to work your elbow, your right elbow into your right knee to keep it open. And then it's a choose your own adventure from here. If you want to roll out your ankles, if you want to lengthen your bottom leg, and keep that leg bent and rock back and forth on your hips to get a low back massage. You do you, whatever your body is telling you you need today. If none of this is comfortable, if you can't grab hold of the back of the thigh, what you can do is just sit up, keep that leg again with the glute that you were just isolating, open that like you're making the number 4 and you're sitting in a chair, and then just try to keep that knee open as you try to take a flat back over that leg. Whatever it is, choosing your own adventure, take this stretch and take advantage. Really breathe into what we were just isolating. I know it's a lot. Good. 2 more breaths here. And then the bad news is we have 2 legs, so we have to do the other side. And then get set up on the other side. So I started with my right leg, working my right leg. So my right leg is going to be down, my left leg will be on top. And once again, lining myself up with the back edge of my imaginary mat, it's really my carpet, and supporting my head however I need. Opposite hand in front of me for support. Lift your legs to the front edge of the mat so your body's kind of in this obtuse angle shapes. School. Lift your top leg, float it up, resist to lower. Float up and resist as you lower. Float up. Resist, float, resist, float, resist, float, resist, and float. Resist, then we reverse it, resisting it up, float to lower. Resist up, and float to lower. Resist, and float. Resist, float, resist, and float. Resist, float, resist, and float. Float that leg up, and we'll take 10 little pulses straight up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 little circles in each direction. Brush your heels together at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to keep that leg hip height. Sorry, I think I gave a little break here last time, and if you didn't, well, you get one now. Lift your leg up to hip height, and we're going to take little kicks, kick to the front, and lengthen to the back. Kick to the front, lengthen to the back. Kick, lengthen. Kick, and lengthen as long as you're keeping your abs engaged. Kick, and lengthen. Check out my ab video if you want. Kick, and lengthen. Kick, and lengthen. Good. Now we're going to bend that top leg. Again, grab hold whichever way you prefer. If you want to snake the needle through, or if you want to keep your knee down, whichever one feels good to you. I personally prefer this one, but if you have some tightness, this one might feel more comfortable to you. And we isolate our inside thigh, making sure that leg is nice and straight. Float that leg up, resist to lower. Float up, resist, float, resist as you lower, float up, and resist to lower down. Float, resist, then reverse it, resisting it up, and float to lower. resist up, and float as you lower. Resist and float, resist, float, resist, float, resist, float. Now float that leg up, and we're gonna take 5 little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 little circles, contraction. 1, 2, 3, and reverse in. 3, 2, 1. Good. Lengthen both legs on top of each other. Opposite hand returns in front of your heart, and then lift both legs straight up. Your shins will be parallel with the front edge of the mat. Let's make sure it's really flat. And then we go into our doggies at a hydrant. Lift up to hip height and lower, and lift and lower, crushing a can of Coke with your inner thighs on the way down. Lift and lower. Your hip is in line with your knee is in line with your toes, and lower. Lift, lower, lift and lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, and lift. And we're going to take 5 little circles each direction. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take a little second of a break. If you need to massage your glute, I know I do. Fight that fatigue. And lift that leg back up again. Knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee, toe to toe. Your shins don't touch in between. Knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee, and toe to toe, knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee. Keep your knees together and take little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. We'll finish off with some clamshells and some elevated clamshells. Toes stay together, knees come apart, and open and close. Open, close, open, close. Always feel the resistance as you close, squeezing something with your inner thighs. Open and close, open, close, open, close. Elevated clamshells. Lift your toes and open and close, open and close, open, close, open and close. 2 more. Open, close, and open, close. Great. We'll transition onto our back. Take a stretch out once again. So it's that figure 4 stretch. If you felt on the first side that, again, sitting up here and just working a flat back over your feet was comfortable, great. If you want the more extreme version, thread the needle through. Once again, you make a figure 4. Thread the needle through to grab hold of the opposite thigh, and then work your knee toward your elbow towards your knee to try to keep it open. Get a stretch of your glute, and it's a choose your own adventure. If you want to roll out your ankles, if you want to lengthen that bottom leg, if you want to rock side to side, whatever feels good to you. Listen to your body. We have the time now. Few more breaths here, really breathing to that glute that we were just isolating. Should be very tired, but we have a few more things to do. Great. Take a few more breaths wherever you are. Yeah, we have a little bit more to do. So what we're going to do, flip over onto our hands. Sorry, it's going to be easier for me because I'll kick a table otherwise. Get on your hands and knees. I promise we won't do too much extreme stuff here. Take a cat-cow if you need. And then find a neutral position. You're somewhere in between your cat and your cow. Your back is strong and stable like a table. Hands are stacked directly underneath your shoulders. Your knees are directly underneath your hips, and your abs are engaged to wrap around your back and your trunk. So we start by extending our right arm and our left leg. And as you exhale, try to bring your knee and your elbow close together, and then extend. Exhale and inhale, extend. Just 3 here. Try not to change your back. 1 more. And then place your right arm. Keep the left leg extended. Keep your abs wrapped. We're going to lower the toe down to the ground and lift. And lower. And lift. Squeeze that booty on the way up. Lower and lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. And then little pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you're going to cross that leg slightly across the body to meet the opposite shoulder, and then swing it slightly out. And cross. and out. Keep your ab engaged. Oh, don't kick things like I am. Cross and out, and cross, out, cross, out, and then find a neutral position once again. It's in between the cross and out. Bend that knee. You can't really see. Strong flex of the foot, donkey kicks, and lower that knee so they're in line, and lift. Lower the knee, and lift. Lower the knee, lift, lower, and lift, lower, and lift in little pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower that. Shake out your wrists if you need to stretch in the opposite direction. Whatever you need to do, take this break. I'm trying to see how we're doing on time, and we're doing great on time. Great, great, great. And be aware of your surroundings, a little bit more aware than I am. Good. If you need to do another cat and cow. And then find neutrals to make sure you're supporting your spine with your abs, wrapping all around. Your back is long and flat, hands are underneath your shoulders, and your knees are underneath your wrists. And now we're gonna reverse it to your right leg is gonna lift and your left arm. And exhale, bring your knee close to your elbow. Exhale and inhale, just a couple here. You can do more on your own time if you want. Try not to change the position of your back. Last one. And then place your left arm. Keep that leg lifted, lower and lift. Squeeze your booty on the way up. Lower and lift. Keep your abs engaged and supported. Do as I say, not as I do. And lift and lower and lift. Lower, lift, lower, lift in little pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross that leg slightly across the body to meet the opposite shoulder, and out, and cross, and out. Cross, out, cross, out. Doesn't have to be very big. Cross, out. One more time. And then be in between where you were before. Strong bend to that leg, and lower the knee, and lift. So you're staying in that 90-degree angle. Lower, and lift. Lower, kick that booty on the way up. Lower, lift, lower, and lift, lower, lift, and lift up, and take pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Once again, shake out your wrists if you need to do another cat and another cow. Feel free to do so. Stretch out the wrists, whichever way you need. Just need to shake it out. If you want to do a child's pose as well, that's totally fine. Whatever feels good to you. I'm a big fan of choose your own adventure stretches when we do these moments of rest. Last thing, we're going to do a couple of glute bridges. So we're going to flip over back onto our backs. Have your arms long at your side and try to walk your feet in a little bit closer to your tushy. Try to imagine that you're going to brush your fingertips with your heels, and then take a fist and put it in between your knees. You're not actually going to be holding it there that whole time, but you want to keep a space in between your knees, but imagine that your thighs are hugging. So it's kind of a weird concept. There's an imaginary fist in between your legs that you're squeezing the whole time. Keep it very active. We start by tucking our tailbone under. So if you did my abs class, we start by tucking our tailbone under. You do that here. And then you lift your hips all the way up to the ceiling, as high as you can get them. Engage your abs. And then squeeze your inner thighs together. Again, imagine they're squeezing together. And then hold for 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to start lowering with the upper back, the middle back. And then the lower back will be the last thing to arrive. And then your tailbone goes back to a neutral position. We're going to take it again. Tuck it under. And lift all the way up. Engage your abs. Squeeze the inner thighs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then start lowering the upper back. Try to keep your butt up as long as you can. Really feel each vertebra make contact with the mat as you lower. On this video, I have time for one more, but you can keep doing this as long as you'd like. You start by tucking your tailbone under, lifting your hips all the way up to the ceiling once again, and then squeeze your abs, squeeze your inner thighs again for 5, 4, 3, 2, one, then slowly start lowering one little vertebra at a time, zipping it back up into the floor. And then you arrive in your neutral position. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay healthy out there. I also did an abs video. If you want to check that out, maybe I'll post more in the future. In the meantime, wash your hands.